Good morning, students. Today we are starting the chapter number 5, which is computer networking and multimedia basics. Let's start with the chapter.
Networking. First, when the computer developed, it was developed for working on it as a standalone device. Means a person will work upon their own computer. Nobody has a thought that we will join two or more computers together and will work. But at the latter part, when we almost pioneered the computer, still the work in progress, means we are still developing the computers or getting the new ideas day by day, but still up to a level, you can say. After that development, that when we felt like we require another computer to be attached with the computer to share the files and the resources together, and that way a requirement of networking generated, and hence the idea came like connecting two or more computers together and sharing their resources to each other. Let us know the basics of networks. Computer networks, type of networks, wired or wireless communication, and common protocols of networks. Also, in this chapter we shall be talking about the multimedia basics, chat sites and the social networks. Now let us understand what is a network. At home, your computer might be connected to its own printer and scanner. This works well as you are only person who will be using them. But you must have noticed that much of the time, though they probably are not being used and just idly lie around. Means we do not really use our resources and they use it to lie around with the computer. They are unnecessarily use it to get connected, like the printers and the scanners connected with the computer. But let's say if we are in network, if my computer is in network and somebody else want to use the printers and the scanners, then what will happen? I can simply share my resources, my printer and the scanner, to them, that they should not lie around idly, right? They can use my resources as per their requirement. But at places where many computers are used, such as your school, offices, banks, etc., it would cost a lot of money that every computer going to have their own peripheral devices, means their printers and the scanners. So the concept of the networking emerged, and that is actually fulfilling the idea of sharing resources. Here we are talking about sharing resources, means sharing our printer, means the peripherals, to other computers, printer, scanner, speakers, maybe other things, the attachment of the computer, right? Communication network. The connected computers from a network, the connection between the two computers on a network can be wired or wireless. There can be basic two type of connectivities which can form a network. The first one is the wired connection and the second one is the wireless connections. Let's discuss the wired connections. If the computers on a networks are connected through cables and the wires, it's called as the wired connections. The communication medium used in the wired connections can be the following, like the twisted pair of cables, the coaxial cables, the fiber optic cables. These all are having their specific types or specific advantages or disadvantages. Likewise, the twisted pair of the cables and the coaxial cables are used to have different medium than the fiber optic. Fiber optics are
basically glass fiber optical cables which use it to transmit the data from one end to another through the light energy. The next one is the wireless connections. If the computers on a network are connected by transmitting the electronic signals through the free space, it's called as the wireless connection. A wireless connection uses the electromagnetic signals to send the data across the network. The wireless adapter converts the data into a form that the receiving computer can understand it. Means the data in wireless connectivity used to get encrypted and get transmitted through empty spaces or free spaces, and these electromagnetic waves can be sent and received by the sender and the receptors. These are the devices which is responsible for the wireless connectivity and the transaction of the files or resources among the computers, among the networks. The waves or the common wireless medias are the microwaves, radio waves, satellites, Bluetooth, and etc. These are the waves which can be transmitted from one end to another through these wireless connectivity devices. Let's discuss the common protocols which we use for wireless communications. Protocol means the set of rules that connecting devices follows to establish the connection and then communicate over the established connection. Means it is actually the set of rules, the set of do's and don'ts which a connection follows. Here we are talking about the wireless connections. The connection which follows to shake hand or to connect each other or different devices, different connecting devices, right? They follow set of rules while connecting to each other, and those rules are basically called as the protocols of communication. Here two of the common protocol used for wireless communications are the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi. Let us first discuss with the Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a telecommunication industry specification that describes how mobile phones, computers, and personal digital assistants can be easily interconnected using a short-range wireless connections. That means what? It is basically a short-range wireless connection. The Bluetooth 5 nowadays it is pretty common. Bluetooth 5 is pretty common nowadays. Almost all the Bluetooth devices used to have the protocol, follows the protocol Bluetooth 5, right? So it is also used to have a range of 100 meters, not more than that. So it is a close net wireless connectivity. Using the Bluetooth technology, the users of the cellular phones, pagers, and the personal digital assistant can buy a 3-in-1 phone that can double as a portable phone at home or in office, get quickly synchronized with the information in a desktop or notebook computer, initiate the sending or receiving of fax, initiate a printout, and general have mobile and fixed computer devices be totally coordinated. Means it's basically a connectivity which provides a kind of independency to the handheld devices or any other devices. It's calling about the 3-in-1, means it uses to have a different connectivities together. The devices use it to have different connectivities together to communicate to each other. It can act as a fax machine. It can simply work as a fax machine to receive or initiate the fax. We can give Bluetooth printouts, or we can give printouts to the printers directly connecting via the Bluetooth, or we can connect to any computer or any small notebooks, means desktop, or the general notebook computers, going to means laptops and all. through the Bluetooth connectivity. Although the Bluetooth connectivity used to be a pretty slower than the Wi-Fi, still the Bluetooth technology is very much in use nowadays as well. Wi-Fi protocol. The Wi-Fi protocol designed or designates a specific frequency range from 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz. Few of the newer technologies of the Wi-Fi can work on 6 GHz band as well, on which the communication will take place on the connected devices. Means we are talking about the range and the frequency upon which the Wi-Fi used to work as 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz. These are the most commonly used band frequencies where the Wi-Fi works, and the lesser populated or very new is the 6 gigahertz band. This Wi-Fi technology is very famous among us now. Even the cellular companies use it to provide us with the public Wi-Fi, from where we can access different set of data or we can access different devices, different resources, as well as the internet through it, because it provides us with a high definition and highly efficient transferring technology, by which we can transfer the data from one end to another wirelessly with an ease. Means it provides us with a very fast connectivity. This allows the local networks in close physical proximity to continue to communicate without interfering with each other. The Wi-Fi protocol additionally tests the quality of the signal between two devices and adjusts the connection's data rate if needed, increase the reliability. Now, where do we use these Wi-Fi connectivities? Basically, sometimes we use the internet connectivity. And if anybody is having internet broadband connections, these connections used to have a Wi-Fi router included with it. The wired connections used to be there, which can be connected directly to the router, but there used to be a Wi-Fi band as well used to be available inside that particular router. Through that, we can connect our wireless devices directly to the router to access the internet. That's maybe the work. Or through the wireless, directly we can transfer the files from one end to another. We can do file transfers through one end to another through this Wi-Fi connectivity, like the Bluetooth. Now, every portable devices or the desktop or desktop or laptops use it to have the wireless connectivity nowadays. Even we can create the wireless connectivity by using the wireless wireless dongles and inserting them into our devices. This is for the PCs especially. Now, the next topic into the Wi-Fi protocol is whether this one is reliable or not. Yes, certainly the Wi-Fi connectivity is used to be secured by different type of protocols, different type of encryption techniques, by which we can save the connectivity, or by which we can encrypt the connectivity and can make the data transferring pretty safe. Next is the cloud computing. The cloud computing refers to the storing and accessing the data and the programs over the internet instead in your computer or hard drive or any secondary storage devices. The cloud is just a metaphor for the internet. To store and access the program over the cloud, you need to access to a cloud first. There are broadly two types of clouds one can access. The first one is the public cloud, and the second one, the private cloud. Public cloud. Public cloud refers to a common cloud service made available to multiple subscribers. The cloud resources, like the servers and the storage, are owned and operated by the third party cloud service provider the, and delivered over the internet. In a public cloud, your you share the same hardware, storage, and the network devices with other organizations that uses the same cloud services, called cloud tenants. The public cloud deployment are frequently used to provide web-based email, online office application storage, and the testing and development environments. Public clouds like the Microsoft Azure, the Google Drive, the Amazon Cloud devices, iCloud, these all are the public cloud services. All the resources or the hardware resources used to be used by the people commonly, means it is available to all the people whosoever is the subscriber of that particular cloud. So it's called as the public cloud. It's generally these used to be free subscription. This used to be freely available. These clouds are used to be freely available to these different users. Let's say the Google Drive used to be available to the owners of the mail services or who use the Gmail services. They can have the free distribution of the cloud storage of this Google Drive. Similarly, the other subscribers who used to have their mail accounts with these subsequent service providers, they used to have their own free subscription of the cloud storages. Private cloud. A private cloud consists of computing resources used and exclusively owned by one business or organization. In private cloud, the services and the infrastructure are always maintained on a private network, and the hardware and software are dedicated solely to the organization. The private clouds are often used by the government agencies, the financial institutions, any or mid to large size organization with business critical operations seeking enhanced control over their environment. A private cloud, also known as the internal or enterprise cloud, resides on companies' internet or hosted data center where all the data is protected behind the firewall. Multimedia. The multimedia refers to combination of many types of media in one application. The primary characteristic of the multimedia system is the use of more than one kind of a media to deliver content and functionalities. There are majorly 5 components of multimedia. First one is the text, second one graphics and image, third one as the audio, fourth one as the video, and the fifth and the last, animation. The text is used to display the information in words. The graphics and the image, a digital drawing or digital photographs, can be termed as the graphics and the image respectively. Graphics refers to the illustration and the image refers to the captured photo, and both used to be still pictures. The audio. A multimedia application may require the use of speech, music, and sound effects. These are called audio or the sound element. There are 2 basic types of audios or the sound, analog and the digital audio. The common audio forms includes are the MP3, WMA, wave, MIDI, means MIDI, or the real audio. The video. The video refers, unlike the still images, the video refers to the digitally recorded moving content that contains rapid progression of the pictures with the attached sound and other effects. Common digital video formats include the Flash, MPEG, AVI, WMV, and QuickTime. Animation. Animation is a process of making a static image look like a moving or the movie. In multimedia, digital animations is used. The digital animations can be categorized into two types: 2D and 3D, two dimension and three dimension animations. Social networking. The social networking is a grouping of individual into specific group, like small rural communities or neighborhood subdivisions. Although the social networking is possible in person, especially in universities, high schools, or the workplaces, it is most popular online. When it comes to the online social networking, the websites are commonly used. These websites are known as social sites. Means where we socialize in the websites are called as social site. Social networking websites function like an online community of internet users. Depending on the social networking website, many of these online community members share a common interest such as hobbies, religion, or politics. Once you are once you are granted the access to the social networking website, you can begin to socialize. Means using of the social networking sites is basically calling here it is called as the socialization or the socialize. These socialization may include reading the profile pages of the other members and the possibly even contra- con- connecting them by different means. So, in short, we can say like the social networking sites are also called as social media. Are the internet site. These are actually used to be the internet sites which provide us kind of a platform where we can socialize with different communities, different kind of a people. We can create our own group of so, uh, social networking, own group of social networking, and we can interact with the people who are actually in our group. These social networking sites used to provide us so many facilities to communicate it. There are maybe voice, text, or video chatting by which we can communicate to each other in these sites. By the way, this is the end of the chapter. In this and the up to the fifth chapter, we are going to ask the questions from in the half yearly. So, 1 to 5 going to be the syllabus of the half yearly exams. If any doubts regarding these chapters are there, we are going to discuss in the next class, on next live class. Till then, thank you.